Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took one trade this morning right around 4 a.m. I have it on video. It was with Cleu. I'm going to show you everything. I do this daily. So if you like these type of videos, hit the like button. If you'd like to see these every day, hit the subscribe button. I always record and upload my trades, whether they're good or bad. So let's look at the first trade. Now this is the Webull screener. Let me show you how I get to it because I'm getting some questions lately about that. I haven't showed you in a while. So when you open up Webull, select the markets pane, and then top gainers pre-market, because we're in the pre-market. If this was market open, top gainers 1 day, but we're in the pre-market, so we're going to do that. Then click all, then organized by volume. This is really, really important because sometimes you get a top gainer that's, up over 100%. But it's because of one buyer that bought 10 shares or 100 shares or something like that. So you don't want to take trades in stocks like that. So the best thing to do is to organize them by volume and then decide on the float size that you're interested in trading. I like to trade things that have less than a 100 million share float size. And I also limit myself to trading in the top 3 volume. The only exception to that float size is if it's the number 1 volume traded stock, then I'll put it on the list. You can see Sundial has a very large float size of 1.53 billion, but because there's so much volume in there, it can still move a decent amount. But stocks like this that are around 2 million float share size, even with 1/6 of the volume of Sundial, roughly. It can move a lot more, and you can see it is 82%, and Sundial's about 8%. So that's that. So let's look at the trade that I took. So this was when I was trading at 4:01 a.m. Cleu was the number 3 traded stock, only with 18,000 shares, but again with that float size, that can do a lot, which you'll see. So this is after restarting Webull about 3 times. I have it open at 4 a.m. Then I see the watch list refresh, and I shut it down and restart it a couple of times until I'm satisfied that the list looks completely refreshed and accurate. That just takes a little time to get used to. So here's those 3 stocks. Now, Cleu is the only one that looks tradable at this point, because SNDL is going to be fighting this huge high that it made yesterday. So I would not enter it. Even if it broke this high, I wouldn't enter it because there's going to be selling pressure from yesterday. SOS doesn't look good because here's the high from the aftermarket and it's trading way down here. It'd have to break out through that high for me to consider it strong enough to take a trade. So that leaves us with Cleu. Here's the high from the aftermarket. It broke through that immediately at 4 a.m. and now it's pulling back. So that's my signal. That breakout through the previous high is my signal to look for an entry. And the pullback is where I want to enter once a 1 minute candle makes a new high. So here I am marking out the previous high. This is a very fast trade, so don't worry, this will be over very quickly. Okay, so right now the first possible entry would be for the break of this second candle, which you could see that the high of that candle is 737. So my ideal entry would be 738, and my stop loss would be 675. Okay, so right here is where, and I want you to know that I had my hands on the hotkeys to buy as soon as I saw a number bigger than 737 over here. And let's see how quickly I was able to hit those keys. They were 739. You can see I hit it pretty fast because this pops up. That means that I already hit my hotkeys. So let's go back to that one more time because I want to show you what happened there. This is not a Webull thing. This is the strength of the stock. The stock is pushing up very quickly and very hard. That means a bunch of people are coming in. Plus, compared to the float size, that's the power of the float size. Because you can see on this 1 minute candle that about 21,000 people were trading, which is a lot, but it's even more when the float size is so small. So watch this once again there. I trigger my hotkeys. By the time the order goes through, that what did I say? I wanted 739. Yeah, it's already up to 743. That's 4 cents slippage, but the stock is up to 749. So it's actually moved 10 cents in that really short time. So I want to show you what happened. Now, when this happens, generally what that means is that the stock is very strong. A lot of people are coming in to buy it. They were looking at that same entry I was, and this thing's really going to move. So I decided that even though this order didn't fill, with all this strength, I was going to try one more time to get in, and I got filled here at 768. Now the only thing is, so now I entered on this candle, so my stop loss is the low of the previous candle. But I still incurred some slippage on that one because let's see, the high of this candle, we'll say, was 750. So 751 would have been ideal. So I got about 17 cents of slippage even on that entry. So what ended up happening was I wasn't happy with that amount of risk. I just thought that was too much. I put that into the 2-hour calculator. Let me see. So 768 was where I entered, and my original, so based on the low of the previous candle, the stop would have been 692, and my target would have been 920, and the risk is almost 10%. And I thought, with all that slippage and everything, that was just a little bit too much. So what you're going to see is that that I moved my stop up to lower my risk. Because so my original target was 902, and during this time I'm thinking about, wow, with all that slippage, I really added a lot of risk to this trade, and I was thinking of some alternative, keeping with my plan, that I could reduce my risk. So there you see, I dragged my my stop loss line up. Luckily, all three of these candles made a triple bottom, meaning that they bottomed out at the exact same price of 720, and so I made that my stop loss line. If the price went 1 cent below that, I would stop out, and then I would take the next entry if I did get stopped out. So my new profit target is 866. Okay, so here we are. It finally broke back up through my entry. I'm getting ready to put in the order, but I wanted to wait till it got a little bit above my entry. That way, if it came down and stopped me out, I could get out easily with my hotkeys. But now at this point, it's so much higher than my entry that I feel like it's safe to get that order out there. So I put that order out there. And now there's nothing really for me to do other than watch, because the only two possible outcomes are it hits my profit target or it comes back down and stops me out. What's about to happen is pretty interesting, so I'll try to cue you in on what to look for here. So notice that my limit price is 866. So I'm just playing with these lines, just getting them exactly where I want to while this is playing out. It's a kind of a way to distract myself, because there's not much else for me to do. There, look at that. So there I got filled at 866, which is exactly where I wanted to. Notice that the candle never ever went up that high. I don't really want to blame Weevil for that. Someone else would have to check a different broker's chart, or I guess whatever broker you used, let me know if you saw something different as far as that candle formation. But I think it's just because of the crazy volatility that was going on in this stock. You can see that it's whipping around by about 30 cents there. And all I need to happen is for the bid to hit 866 with 6 shares, and then I get filled. And I don't think this thing doesn't refresh fast enough that you're probably not going to see it there. If you're watching level 2, you might catch it, but you can just see how quickly that thing is moving. And I don't think it ever showed 866, but clearly the bid hit 866. Otherwise my order would not have gotten filled. And I'll show you the actual order. So there you can see my sell order got triggered at 866. So that worked out really well. $5.86 on that trade. It was about, an over 12% return, which is really good. That's my second best return this month, and that was the first trade I took. So pretty much ideal. The only thing that is not ideal is because of the way that entry happened with all that slippage. The 2R, like say with my ideal entry and my ideal stop, my target would have been 864, which theoretically would have also gotten filled since I got filled at 866, and my 2R profit would have been 756 instead of 586. But slippage is something that I can't control. I hit my hotkeys as fast as I could to get in, and it didn't feel like I hesitated or anything was slow about that entry. It was just the energy of the stock itself, the price moving up very quickly. And sometimes you're going to see that, and that's not always a bad thing, because that means that there's so much energy that the stock is just that much more likely to hit your profit target. So you have to be able to accept some slippage once in a while. And so that's going to be it for me. And I just wanted to mention too, that's why you see this big difference over here between my actual P&L for the week and the 2R P&L. It's not because I wasn't holding to 2R. It's just because of that slippage. So still, I'm happy with the way things went today, and that brought the account to all-time highs for the month. So that's a good thing. And if you've been watching my videos for the rest of this month, you know that trading has been tough. And I've said that every video. But because I'm holding the 2R, I was still slightly green coming into today. And all I needed was one easy trade to really, put me where I should be this month. And that's what happened today. So that's good. It's like, all my hard work, my discipline throughout the week and the past 2 weeks has finally paid off. That's what it feels like. So I'm just going to keep doing that for the rest of the month. And hopefully we get some more easy trades like that. But even if we don't, I know that my trading plan can sustain some rough trading, because that's what we've had all month. And I've been green all month, basically. Almost all month. I mean, as of yesterday, even with all those red trades, I was still green on the month, like $6 or something. So now I am green on the month. Let's see. $12.56. So that's pretty good, because it was only about $6 yesterday. So anyway, that's it for me. And let me know if you have any questions about this trade or any other. I also have a Facebook trading group, the Trading Armor Day Trading Group. If you want access to my spreadsheet or my 2R calculator or anything like that, you can download those right from my Facebook trading group page. All you have to do is become a member. So simple as that. And I'll just leave you with, always honor your profit target, always take your stop losses, And in the end, you should be green. Take care.